We learned today that a federal judge in Nevada has thrown out a rape lawsuit against soccer superstar Cristiano Ronaldo.
The Portuguese star denied raping a woman in a Las Vegas hotel 10 years ago.
But he's calling this whole story, and I quote, fake news.
Fake news.
Back in 2005, in a different case, Ronaldo was arrested on suspicion of rape. He denied all claims, and those charges against him were dropped due to insufficient evidence.
They want to be famous to say my name. It's part of the job.
Why is she coming forward now? She has been emboldened by the Me Too movement, and she wants justice.
My children would have to go to school and have their friends approach them with the infamous People magazine cover with...
Amber Heard's raw and emotional testimony was at times painful to watch.
I thought, this is how I die. He's gonna kill me now.
She accused Depp of brutally sexually assaulting her. Heard delivered, quote, the performance of her life.
Her testimony, as you said, has been very emotional. I think the jurors are likely feeling sympathetic to her.
Heinous accusations of violence, sexual violence. Ridiculous, humiliating, ludicrous, painful, savage, and all false. All false.
He ripped my dress. He's like grabbing my breasts. He's touching my thighs. He rips my underwear off. And then he proceeds to do a cavity search.
Breaking news out of the United States. There has been a verdict in a trial watched by millions around the world. Virginia jury has found that Amber Heard defamed her ex-husband Johnny Depp and has been ordered to pay $15 million in damages.
One of the most popular athletes in the world facing allegations of sexual assault. The Wall Street Journal reports Nike cut ties with soccer superstar Neymar last year. In 2016, a Nike employee told friends and colleagues that Neymar tried to force her to perform oral sex.
Nagia Trindade has appeared on Brazilian TV with accusations that she was raped.
He was aggressive, completely different from the person I got to know in the messages.
She claims that the incident in a Paris hotel last month was an assault together with rape.
Police in Brazil have charged a woman who accused the international footballer Neymar of raping her in a Paris hotel in May with perverting the course of justice. The woman and her former husband have been accused of lying to police and attempting to blackmail the player.
And now some breaking news coming into us here at Sky Sports. Manchester City's Benjamin Mendy. He's been charged with 4 counts of rape and 1 count of sexual assault.
The pursuit of women was turned into a game by Mendy with no regard for their pain or distress.
The alleged attacks on 7 different women took place at his home in Prestbury.
The victims feeling trapped or isolated in a rural Cheshire mansion featuring a swimming pool, cinema and rooms lockable only from the inside. Mendy was at the peak of his career for club and country between 2018 and last year when the offences alleged to have happened. He won the 2018 World Cup with France and the Premier League 3 times at Manchester City. Described to the jury as a reasonably famous player, the Frenchman hasn't played since being suspended last August by the club that paid £52 million for him.
After spending 134 days in custody, the Manchester City star is heading home. Tonight, as his Manchester City teammates walked onto the pitch, he was leaving a Manchester prison. Under his bail conditions, he has to live at his house, not contact the complainants and surrender his passport.
With tears in his eyes, footballer Benjamin Mendy walks free, cleared of rape and the attempted rape of 2 women.
Mr. Mendy has tried to remain strong, but the process has inevitably had a serious impact on him.
That serious impact was all too evident. As he left court, the former Premier League star had little to say.
Alhamdulillah.
Praise be to God. Just earlier this summer, his contract here at the Etihad expired, and so for this 28-year-old eager to get back on the pitch, the question is, after all this, can he?
Now to disturbing claims made against Russell Brand, accused of rape,
sexual assault and emotional abuse during a 7-year period at the height of his fame.
It follows a year-long investigation by the Times newspaper and Channel 4's Dispatches program. 4 women who each claimed they were raped or sexually assaulted by Russell Brand.
Just hours after the allegations aired, his talent agency has cut ties with the comedian.
Yesterday, before they were made public, he issued a fulsome denial.
This isn't the usual type of video we make on this channel where we critique, attack and undermine the news in all its corruption, because in this story, I am the news. It feels to me like there's a serious and concerted agenda to control these kind of spaces and these kind of voices, and I mean my voice along with your voice. These allegations pertain to the time when I was working in the mainstream, when I was in the newspapers all the time, when I was in the movies, and as I've written about extensively in my books, I was very, very promiscuous. Now, during that time of promiscuity, the relationships I had were absolutely always consensual.
Controversial influencer Andrew Tate
has been arrested in Romania on suspicion of
human trafficking,
rape, and forming an organized crime group.
I had lived with Andrew for years and years, and he would never do anything like this. He is not a human trafficker. He would never rape anybody. I'm just so shocked, and I'm so fed up with all of these lies, and he does not deserve any of this.
First of all, I'd like to start by saying that there are no victims in this case. It all started April last year in 2022 when two girls that lived in my home with me locked themselves in their room and claimed to be held their hostage. But here's the facts. When the authorities and the police raided our homes, they forgot to mention that the key was in their room, on their bed. The police know that there was no crime, and they are holding the Tate brothers locked with no evidence because they think it's good for Romanian politics. Now, the other two victims that the police claim to be involved in this case are me and Beatrice. We have been given 3 statements clearly saying we are not victims, but our statements keep getting thrown away. The police don't care about the truth. Instead, they choose to listen to 2 girls that went on a luxurious vacation on the French Riviera a week or 2 after being rescued for whatever they claimed to be. Another fact is that the police threw away the surveillance footage from the house because they don't consider it evidence that proves that those girls were able and were going for walks. They were going out of the house with their phones whenever they wanted, wherever they wanted. We want justice.
To see what's happening right now, it makes me extremely, extremely upset.
I can say now with confidence that these guys are not capable of such nonsense, what police says and news say. I'm Ukrainian refugee. It was Tristan who helped, not only me.
At 6 a.m., 10 people raided my house. They took all my devices. You can imagine how much I was scared. They are purposefully trying to pressure me to make them guilty. I can say that the court is trying to manipulate the girls, saying only what is beneficial to them. That due to lack of evidence, they are trying to extract any information against them.
I am not a victim. Beatrice is not a victim. There are no victims in this case, and there is no crime. The prosecution has no evidence to support their claims, and they will find no evidence that there is no truth to this allegation.
No, I've never been threatened. If I was ever threatened, I wouldn't be stupid enough to stay in that house.
Everything you're seeing in the news right now is all false accusations. He's always been respectful of me and others around him. I think the media is just portraying a really bad image of him right now, and it's not fair. I think it's a little concerning to see how easy it is for the media to sway people into believing lies and stuff that isn't true.
If this happens to them, I am worried this can happen to anyone at this point.